Hi, I'm Cliff McGann, your host for the Sudbury Business Show, and we're here with Isla at Precious Metals. And anybody who lives in Sudbury should probably be aware of it is because you're right here in a great location on the Boston Post Road. And we were just discussing about how long you've been here for. So
I've been here for 7 years, 7 great years, and the location is wonderful, and people drive by all the time at the light at Concord.
And I imagine at night with the traffic here, there's people stopped out in front of here.
Yeah.
And it's a great kind of...
Yeah, there's always people stopped. Just, it's like a parking lot.
Yeah, tell us about the building because it's a nice kind of
It's a great building. It was built in 1790. It's all original hardwood floors, which are crazy and have the old square nails in them. And it was converted, I think, 8 or 9 years ago by Black Horse Real Estate and turned it into offices and the Post Road Clothier and Precious Metals.
So obviously you do jewelry work and all kinds of stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about how you came into this line of work.
I have started doing jewelry when I was about 15 in high school and continued it. I did a couple other things for a few years, but got back into it, and I went to the North Bennett Street School for jewelry making and repair. I also have a BFA from Boston University in design, and I do custom work, so I make what people ask me to make.
So how did that start when you're 14, 15, started making jewelry just for yourself and friends?
Yeah, I mean, my high school had a program very similar to what Lincoln Sudbury has, where they taught a structured metalsmithing class, and you learn how to solder silver and file and cut and do various things, and it was so cool to be able to make something out of metal. I just fell in love with it and kind of kept doing it.
Yeah, and this is obviously your own business.
Yep,
yeah.
It's my own business.
So tell me about what you specialize in and what is it that kind of makes your business what it is?
I specialize in custom. So unlike a lot of jewelry stores where you go in and you see something and that's what they have to offer, I do almost everything to order. So I have a lot of models of pieces that we can use as a starting point to build a custom piece. And I also just do completely crazy custom work. Whatever anyone wants, that's what I make.
What the process would be if somebody came in looking for a custom piece?
So when someone comes in, they usually have a rough idea of what they're looking for. They want to make a ring or they want to make a pendant. Most of what I do, people actually have their own stones. So they have a diamond from their mom or from their grandmother, and they want to use that in a piece, but I also can get stones. And we just go through pictures and design ideas and sort of focus in on a concept, and then we figure out the best way to make that piece using several different types of software that I have, or whether I want to hand carve it or hand build it. So there's a lot of different ways to do what I do.
Yeah. So I mean, your clientele, where do you get them from? Word of mouth, or is it?
It's almost all word of mouth. Most of my customers are from Sudbury, but I also get a lot of people who come in from Boston because I can make anything, and I sort of offer a unique service in that I do almost all of it on the computer for most pieces. So they get to see exactly what it's going to look like before it's actually finished, and it allows them to see different options and how big things are going to be. It takes away some of the leap of faith in making a custom piece.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a nice combination of old school and new school with the technology. So how does that work? Is it like almost like a CAD sort of program?
Yeah,
is it?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's a CAD program. So I build the piece in 3 dimensions in the computer using the exact dimensions of the stone and anything like the ring size or the dimensions that we talked about, and then I can take photorealistic pictures of it with different metal types.
Obviously you do rings and brooches and necklaces and all kinds of stuff, so pretty much if someone has an idea, they can pretty much come in with it and you can turn it into something that they'll love from the sounds of it.
Yeah, most of what I do is rings. That tends to be the most popular type of piece that someone wants to create, but I do lots of necklaces, earrings, and anything you could possibly want. I've also done sort of weird stuff like medals and coins and things that aren't necessarily jewelry but are sort of made with similar techniques.
Wedding rings, a lot of engagement rings and stuff like that.
A lot of wedding rings, and then I do a lot of people who've been married for like 20 years and maybe they got the ring when they were a lot younger and their tastes have changed. So we take their original diamond or diamonds and put them into a new, updated, modern setting. I do a lot of that.
Or the size of the fingers has changed and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I do repairs too, so I size a lot of rings, and it happens to all of us.
My dad just had to have his cut off. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, really? That's kind of interesting.
And cut off rings too.
Yeah, I can imagine. So obviously, your space here is not ginormous. You're working in a pretty small space, but what kind of equipment are you using to kind of do what you do?
So in this space, I have 3 computers that I do a lot of my computer stuff on. I have my jeweler's bench, which has all of the hand tools and the flex shaft, and that's where I set stones and carve waxes and do all of my repairs. I have the polishing machine and just the equipment to clean. And I do have a little bit more space in the back for bigger projects and storage.
And you get your helper down here with
And my
you
helper.
too. Yeah, which to me, I don't know, I like dogs, but it's reason enough for the trip right there.
He has his own webpage.
Does he really?
I definitely get people who come in and are like, "Hi, I have a job for you, but I want to talk to your dog first." Okay.
I'm telling you, people with pets, they love that kind of stuff. It's a nice little conversation piece to bring people in the door. So if people are interested in finding out more information about what you do, you obviously have a website, because Rufus is on there.
Rufus is on there. It's preciousmetalssudbury.com. And he's got his own little page, but it has examples. It's my portfolio, so it has examples of my work, and it also gives information about the different types of repairs and different ways that we can make custom pieces.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here on the Sudbury Business Show, and we're going to make sure we get some nice views of some of what you do here, and we should get a shot of Rufus too, maybe put him on there. But we appreciate it, and people should check out Precious Metals Sudbury on the internet, and give Isla a call if you're interested in getting something beautiful made for somebody beautiful in your life.